Matthew chapter 10. Jesus chooses his 12 apostles. Jesus called together the 12 apostles. He gave them the power to force out evil spirits and to heal every kind of disease and sickness. The first of the 12 apostles was Simon, better known as Peter. His brother Andrew was an apostle, and so were James and John and the two sons of Zebedee. Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus were also apostles. The other was Simon, also known as the Eager One, and Judas Iscariot, who later betrayed Jesus. Instructions for the 12 apostles. Jesus sent out the 12 apostles with these instructions. Stay away from the Gentiles and don't go to any Samaritan town. Go only to the people of Israel, because they are like a flock of lost sheep. As you go, announce that the kingdom of heaven will soon be here. Heal the sick, raise the dead to life, heal the people that have leprosy, and force out demons. You have received without paying, now give without being paid. Don't take along any gold, silver, or copper coins, and don't carry a travelling bag or an extra shirt or sandals or walking stick. Workers deserve their food, so when you go to a town or village, find someone able and willing to have you as their guest and stay with them until you leave. When you go to a home, give it your blessing of peace. If the home is deserving, let your blessing remain with them. But if the home doesn't accept you, take back your blessing of peace. If someone won't welcome you or listen to your message, leave their home or town and shake the dust from your feet at them. I promise you, on the day of judgment, it'll be easier for the towns of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. Warning about trouble. I am sending you like lambs into a pack of wolves. So be as wise as snakes and as innocent as doves. Watch out for people who will take you to court and have you beaten in their synagogues. Because of me, you will be dragged before rulers and kings to tell them and the Gentiles about your faith. But when someone arrests you, don't worry about what to say or how you will say it. At that time you will be given the words to say, but you will not really be the one speaking. The Spirit from your Father will tell you what to say. Brothers and sisters will betray one another and have each other put to death. Parents will betray their own children, and children will turn against their parents and have them killed. Everyone will hate you because of me. But if you remain faithful until the end, you will be saved. When people mistreat you in one town, hurry to another. I promise you, before you have gone to all the towns of Israel, the Son of Man will come. Students are not better than their teacher, and slaves are not better than their masters. Is it enough for students to be like their teacher and for slaves to be like their master? If people call the head of the family Satan, what will they say about the rest of the family? The one to fear. Don't be afraid of anyone. Everything is hidden will be found out, and every secret will be known. Whatever I say to you in the dark, you must tell in the light, and you must announce it from the housetops whatever I have whispered to you. Don't be afraid of people. They can kill you, but they cannot harm your soul. Instead, you should fear God, who can destroy both your body and your soul in hell. Aren't 2 sparrows sold for only a penny? But your Father knows when any of them fall to the ground. Even the hairs of your head are counted, so don't be afraid. You are worth much more than many sparrows. Telling others about Christ. If you tell others you belong to me, I will tell my Father in heaven you are my followers. But if you reject me, I will tell my Father in heaven you don't belong to me. Not peace, but trouble. Don't think I came to bring peace to the earth. I came to bring trouble, not peace. I came to turn sons against their fathers, daughters against their mothers, and daughters-in-law against their mothers-in-law. Your worst enemies will be your own family. If you love your father or mother, or even your sons and daughters more than me, you are not fit to be my disciples. And unless you are willing to take up your cross and follow me, you are not fit to be my disciples. If you try to save your life, you will lose it. But if you give it up for me, you will surely find it. Rewards. Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me also welcomes the one who sent me. Anyone who welcomes a prophet just because that person is a prophet will be given the same reward as a prophet. Anyone who welcomes a good person just because that person is good will be given the same reward as a good person. and anyone who gives one of my most humble followers a cup of cool water just because that person is my follower will be rewarded. Matthew chapter 11. John the Baptist. After Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he left and began teaching and preaching in the towns. John was in prison when he heard what Christ was doing. So John sent some of his followers to ask Jesus, "Are you the one we should be looking for, or must we wait for someone else?" Jesus answered, "Go and tell John what you have heard and seen. The blind are now able to see, and the lame can walk. People with leprosy are being healed, and the deaf can hear. The dead are raised to life, and the poor are hearing the good news. God will bless everyone who doesn't reject me because of what I do." As John's followers were going away, Jesus spoke to the crowds about John. "What sort of person did you go out into the desert to see? Was he like tall grass, blown about by the wind? What kind of man did you go out to see? Was he someone dressed in fine clothes? People who dress like that live in kings' palaces. What did you really go out to see? Was he a prophet? He certainly was. I tell you, he was more than a prophet. In the scriptures, God says about him, 'I am sending out my messenger ahead to get things ready for you.' I tell you, no one born on this earth is greater than John the Baptist, but whoever is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John. From the time of John the Baptist until now, violent people have been trying to take over the kingdom of heaven by force. All the books of the prophets and the law of Moses told you what was going to happen up to the time of John. And if you believe them, John is Elijah, the prophet who you are waiting for. If you have ears to hear, pay attention. You people are like children sitting in the marketplace and shouting to each other. We played the flute, but you would not dance. We sang a funeral song, but you would not mourn. John the Baptist did not go around eating and drinking, and you said, 'That man has a demon in him.' But the Son of Man goes around eating and drinking, and you say, 'That man eats and drinks too much. He is even a friend of tax collectors and sinners,' yet wisdom is shown to be right by what it does." The unbelieving towns. In the towns where Jesus had worked most of his miracles, the people refused to turn to God, so Jesus was upset with them and said, "You people of Chorazin, you are in trouble. You people of Bethsaida, you are in trouble too. If the miracles that took place here had happened in Tyre and Sidon, the people would have turned to God long ago. They would have dressed in sackcloth and put ashes on their heads. I tell you, on the day of judgment, the people of Tyre and Sidon will get off easier than you will. People of Capernaum, do you think you will be honoured in heaven? You will go down to hell. If the miracles that took place in your town had happened in Sodom, it would still be standing. So I tell you, on the day of judgment, the people of Sodom will get off easier than you. Come to me and rest." At that moment, Jesus said, "My Father, Lord of heaven and earth, I am grateful that you hid all this from the wise and educated people and showed it to ordinary people. Yes, Father, this is what pleased you. My Father has given me everything, and he is the only one who knows the Son, and the only one who truly knows the Father is the Son. But the Son wants to tell others about the Father so they can know him too. If you are tired from carrying heavy burdens, come to me and I will give you rest. Take the yoke I give you, put it on your shoulders and learn from me. I am gentle and humble, and you will find rest. This yoke is easy to bear, and this burden is light."